at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
You've heard Alex explain how the Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver solutions, yet many are unaware of the entire function of the Silver Lungs system and how it has been designed to deliver your silver solutions anywhere in or on the body. My name is Mario Cifaldi, and I'm the developer of the Silver Lungs generator. Not only does the Silver Lungs system produce endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions, it also comes equipped with the proper applicators and devices needed to deliver your silver solutions directly to key target areas. This includes the eyes, ears, nose, lungs, topically to the skin, and orally for the digestive system. Be sure to watch our new 7-minute video tour of the Silver Lungs system at www.silverlungs.com to learn more about how the Silver Lungs system works. As well, we are always ready to answer any questions you may have. That's www.silverlungs.com.
It's all coming down.
It's 2 a.m.
We're talking about world government, my friends, run by a group of scientists, technocrats, who have been playing with us like we're lab rats, studying psychological warfare, propaganda, chemical, biological manipulation. That's who the New World Order is. In their own words, a scientific dictatorship with a bunch of little paid liar politicians that they fund from the local, right up to the state, the federal, the international, and the more slimy, the more sickening, the more criminal they are, the higher they go up the chain. And that's what's going on. So here are the articles. You can see it in CBS, Bloomberg, everywhere. Ron Paul being attacked for his interview here last Tuesday. So 8-9 days ago, they said, Ron Paul says he's worried about military on the street and arrest of citizens. This is the type of crazy paranoia. Meanwhile, hundreds of articles are about congressmen and senators warn this allows Obama to even kill U.S. citizens and detain you for life secretly. And we play all the clips, but see, they just put it in the articles like it's nuts, counting on the public being totally stupid. These reporters all know full well what they're doing. All the neocon sites are like, look at this crazy Ron Paul on Alex Jones talking about troops on the streets and gun confiscation. And then meanwhile, they're drilling all over the country to carry this out, and the articles are up at Infowars.com. Louisiana state officials call for troops on the streets. National Guard engaged in door-to-door gun confiscation during Hurricane Katrina. Don't forget that. And the other article by Kurt Nimmo, martial law attempt in Louisiana echoes Ron Paul's warning. You want to get these articles and send them to the paid hacks at Bloomberg and CBS and Red State and the rest of them and say, how are you going to feel as the depression intensifies? How are you going to like it when they end up first registering and then fully confiscating guns? How are you going to like being occupied? How do you like the TSA checkpoints already being set up on highways? How do you like what America's turned into? How do you like? I mean, I remember 10 years ago talking about face scanning cameras and license plate readers and being laughed at as they were putting them in. Now they're giving tanks, armored vehicles, microwave guns, sound cannons, and telling local police, prepare for war with the American people. I had Arde Saveda in here, the Austin police chief, who I think at the end of the day is a good person, but is so in the system that he's slowly awakening. I don't want to get him in trouble, but he said a few things off record that, you know, show me that he's basically, well, I'm not going to even get into it. And of course, you know, when I get people like him in studio, I shouldn't immediately try to get them, you know, to break and stop going on their script, because that just makes them go more into the turtle shell when I start, you know, going at them 100 miles an hour right out of the gates. But I said, what are you going to do when they want to put military on the streets? And he said the sky would literally have to be falling to have military on the streets. Really, Art? All over the country, the National Guard and old bases are providing, FEMA says, we'll give you this money, county or city, but you got to move in with the military in this base. They're using the military to, quote, surveil pot growers. And now it's extremist, or now it's families that are right-wing on their farm and predator drones. That's how they always sell it. It's here, Art. And just because people like you aren't consciously evil, just because you haven't been to the urban warfare drills, doesn't mean that we're not going down this road. And I saw it with the governor of Illinois pushing troops on the streets. I've seen others calling for it. And the idea is locals, the states, the counties, the cities, no, are federalized. It's now federalized. Another thing that's unconstitutional. National Guard, it has to patrol the streets, and the state rep says that it made the people have good morale and feel good. Yeah, the feds jam communications with the police. Everything breaks down. And then they send the military in, not to give food and water for 6 days, but to go into high and dry areas and loot and rob houses, as happened on record. Police were caught robbing banks, robbing Walmarts. We first reported they were shooting people trying to walk out on the dry bridges. Imagine you're trying to walk out on the dry highways, and the feds ordered the police to shoot citizens, and then the feds indicted the local cops who followed orders. I remember at the time we had eyewitnesses saying, oh, they're shooting people, families that try to get out. There's dead bodies everywhere. They're hiding the dead bodies. They're claiming they died from water. And the local police got on TV. One of them was the parish sheriff, and cried and said the feds told us not to go in and rescue anybody. So the first day I called my mama, her cell phone was still working, battery. Mama, I'm coming to get you out of the nursing home. The second day, the third day, the fourth day, I said, I'm coming, Mama. They're going to let me soon. And on the fifth day, she was dead. Oh, Mama, oh, Mama. The feds tell me I can't get my mama, and you sit there and let your mama die? I mean, oh, my gosh, you're a Fed. Ship some guns in to Mexico and to Indiana and Florida to drug gangs and Honduras. Oh, ship some cocaine in. That's all in the federal documents. Nobody gets in trouble. I mean, a bunch of crooks in suits. Everybody's so scared of them, and their black Suburbans and flashing lights. They're dirt. They're murderers. They're dirtbag rats. They're scum. They're Hitlers. Hitler had an office. Hitler had uniforms. You're supposed to bow down and kiss his boots? Kiss his wart-covered derriere? Huh? No! No! Stalin had military all around him and uniforms and the rest of it. Every other country in history has gone this route. Do we really want to go here? Folks, now there's no room for denial anymore. We're right up to it now. A big criminal group who has committed to implode the country, who's stolen over 600 times the debts that this country actually owes. Well, 655 trillion that they claim we owe, then internationally it's 1.5 quadrillion, so it's 100 times or so. What supposedly we even owe, the 14.5 trill. 14.5 trill. I mean, it's all a giant stinking fraud. And they put these people up on TV to sell the public. The answer is the military. That's called martial law. They're saying put New Orleans under martial law, and they're preparing Chicago and Detroit. What do you think daytime curfews are in some areas of Arkansas? There are areas of Arkansas. I can play the CNN clips of those. Just type in Arkansas towns under martial law, and it shows the cops going, in the town of 40,000, the citizens feel much safer because of the crime. And it shows checkpoints. They're like, where are you going? Let me see your ID. All right, you're allowed to drive through. To leave their houses at the end of the block. And again, this is sold as if it's safe. Meanwhile, the government lets 30 million illegals be felons, and then millions of those engage in any crime they want and have any aliases they want. The government loves the crime. The government sociologists and anthropologists and psychologists know that the prisons are colleges for crime. They know the more prisons they build, the more crime we're going to have. They know the more people are going to go in there for petty crimes and come out with master's degrees, PhDs in crime. They know that. There's been globalist manuals that came out 50-plus years ago on that. What was it? It was like a Chicago police chief, something like 20-something years ago, got caught and recorded going, yeah, they don't know. We love the crime. Yeah, this is what they do. And you notice it's Chicago. It's New Orleans. It's all these big welfare state, corrupt, dependent cancer zones. Cancer zones where you've got dependent people just programmed by Jerry Springer and gangster music and the whole culture. And then, oh my gosh, a baby got shot. We got to do something because there were toys under the tree and the baby's dead. Well, you know what? You should have done whatever you could to get out of that hellish ward. And believe me, I don't want to hear it. This country's poor people are some of the richest poor people in the world. That's changing. That's why it's going to explode now. But you should do whatever you've got to get out, to go live in the country, to get extra jobs, to do what it takes. I mean, I look at these women, these poor women, and I feel sorry for them. And they look like they weigh about 600 pounds, and they're you know, they're in there in this government programming zone, and they're talking about, oh my gosh, the crime. You know, they should be talking about why's the government ship the drugs in here to destabilize this area. And why have we bought into the big government welfare society that's destroyed our culture completely? Instead, they get up there and say, I'm an official and not a servant, and other officials, we all want to have the military on the streets. So I want everybody to get these articles and get them out to everyone you know. Martial law attempt in Louisiana echoes Ron Paul's warning. And the other article, Louisiana state officials call for troops on the streets. And I told you, they're not going to just say, we're arresting political dissidents and we're taking over society because we're an evil government. They're going to bring us into incremental depression with upwards of 50 million people on food stamps. As those food stamps, even though you're still issued them, won't buy as much food as they did before. As people don't have money to buy their crack cocaine anymore. As all of this happens, there's going to be more and more crime, more and more riots, more and more problems, and the military, the police in every case are ordered to stand down. And if they don't stand down, they'll jam their communications like FEMA did in New Orleans. They'll come in when the police guard the tower, and they'll chop it down. That's CBS News. And then when the police stand down and the criminal police run off and start robbing pawn shops and banks and Walmarts on record of their PlayStations and jewels, and the good cops don't know what to do because there's no command and control, they're going to send in the military. And then, after they've set the precedent to do that, they're going to stage domestic terror attacks. It'll be completely sappy. You know, how the right-wingers killed the babies. It's always the same. And the military was trying to get food to the children when the militia bushwhacked them. And now the military didn't want to do it, but they're going to take the guns and go after the American people. And most of the good old boys are going to cry and come out to the front of their house and turn their guns in and salute the military. The military will say, you're on the list. They're like, I understand. I'll get the back of the truck. I'll prove I'm good. I didn't blow up the babies. And they'll go, oh, good job. And then they'll take them off the little FEMA camp. And you know, the military that takes you to the camp, they really believe they're doing a good job. And then special officers come in and interview you. All right, put him on the plane. And then they take you, and they got those foreign mercs. And it's like, we're going to have you come out and say you were a terrorist. All right? Oh, by the way, we've got your granddaughter. Oh, you want to see some film of us killing other people's kids? They'll show it. Because we like it. That's who they are. That's how they operate. All right, let's go ahead and start getting to this. I'm telling you what's going to happen. I've told you so far. I know how tyrants operate. I've made it my business to study them. And I've made it my business to meet them head on and stop them. And you can stop them. We know their plans. We can stop them and expose them. Remember, everything you hear this guy talk about, the government, the Justice Department, 8 federal agencies, ATF, FBI, all of them, Border Patrol, shipping drugs in and guns out. Remember, everything he's talking about is the government. Now, let's go ahead. The welfare state, all of it, the government. Martial law attempted in Louisiana. That's the headline, Infowars.com. They're trying it right now, and it's more than just this state rep. It's a whole coalition.